Are you worried about knee arthritis impacting your ability to keep active as you get older? The key isn't to avoid exercise altogether, but it is to pick the right exercises. Exercises that help you build strength to protect your knees while limiting the amount of stress that goes through the knee themselves. So what I'll do in this video is show you 6 of the best exercises to help with your knee arthritis. Let's go ahead and get started. Building strong glutes is one of the best things you can do to protect your knees, and the glute bridge is a great way to target your glutes while limiting impact at the knee, making it a great choice for knee arthritis. So to perform the glute bridge, we lay on our back, knees bent, feet flat on the floor, arms out at the side, and all we're going to do is press through our feet to lift those hips into the air. Really press through and squeeze those glutes at the top to make sure they're engaged, and come back down. The glute med is another important muscle to strengthen for knee arthritis. It lies on the outside of the hip and controls a lot of the side-to-side movement of our knee, especially when we're in the standing position. And a lot of times it's weak in people with knee arthritis because it's not one that we use a lot just in our everyday activities. So the clamshell is a great place to start because, again, it targets that glute med with pretty much no impact at the knee. So to perform that clamshell, we lay on our side, down arm is a pillow, hips, knees, ankles stacked, keep our ankles together, and just open up that top hand. And so what you'll feel as you start to do this is a burning in this side hip right here, and that's right where you want to. That's where the glute med is located. The only thing to watch out for with this exercise is keep this movement at the hip, so don't open up so wide that you start to twist in the lower back. And if you did want to make it a little bit more challenging, just add one of those circular mini bands, 8, 12-inch mini bands around the knees, and that adds a little bit of resistance to make it even harder. The next exercise is called toe taps, and the reason I love this exercise for knee arthritis is it further targets that glute med, it builds single leg strength, and helps improve balance, all of which are important to protect your knees. So to perform, we start on one leg. Just make sure there's a slight bend in that knee. So again, it's not locked out. From there, I'll lift the other leg. So I'm balancing on this leg. Then all I'm going to do is tap my toe in front. So not putting all my weight down, just a tap. Come back to the middle. We're going to tap to the side, back to the middle, and straight back. If your balance is feeling good, you can even then reach behind you. But if balance is a struggle, don't worry about that one. Again, the goal is to maintain the balance on the stance leg as long as you can. That's where you're going to really feel the burn. So don't feel like you got to go so fast if the balance is causing you to wobble and you fall out of it. Now, if you do fall out of it, the best thing you can do is just try to get right back in it and continue on. The more you do it, the more your balance will improve. The hip hinge is another really important exercise to learn for people with knee arthritis for a couple reasons. First is that this exercise engages our hamstrings and our glutes. Both are really important to help protect your knees. But second, it helps train a movement pattern to teach us to keep our movement, particularly this bending forward movement, in our hips. And again, our hips are our weight-bearing joints. So we want most of the impact to go through those hips rather than our knees. And the third reason is that it is a very foundational exercise, meaning a lot of exercises that you'll learn incorporate this hip hinge, so having a solid understanding is good. So to perform without any sort of resistance, we just start with our feet hip width apart, and then all I'm going to do, keep my knees loose, and then send my hips back. I want to stop the minute I feel tension in the hamstrings. I don't want to round my lower back there, and come back up. So again, make sure that you're reaching your hips towards that back wall, and then stopping when you feel tension in the hamstrings. Now, if you want to turn this into a strengthening exercise, the easiest way to do that is with the banded hip hinge. So this is where I use one of the red rubber exercise bands. Grab it each side with my thumbs or fingers, and then step on the middle. So now I'm holding it to the side, and then I'm going to perform that same hip hinge. Just send my hips back. Again, the band is pulling my arms straight down, so I'm not reaching forward there. Stop when I feel that tension in the hamstring. And what you'll notice with this banded variation is that it really exaggerates that tension in the hamstring to help you build strength to protect your knees. Now, believe it or not, the squat is actually a very good exercise for knee arthritis. when it's done correctly and safely. And so you might be thinking to yourself, if you do have trouble with your knees, how am I supposed to perform the squat when the squat causes knee pain? And this is where we'll teach you a few regressions to help you build strength in that movement until you can eventually perform the full squat. So easiest progression from learning how to squat is a simple sit to stand. So just starting on a box or a chair, I'm going to press through my feet to stand up, send my hips back, and come back down. So this is the easiest variation, a great place to start building the strength and confidence to perform the squat. Once you can do that without any assistance and confidently, we're going to stand up and perform the box squat. So it's the same thing, but now I'm starting from a standing position, but then all I'm going to do, reach my hips back, and again, I can either sit all the way back down or just tap the box and come up. And once you feel strong and confident with that box squat, you can go ahead and perform a full air squat where I'm reaching my hips down, doing the same thing but without the box. And once you feel confident there, you can even add weight. So just holding a dumbbell right at your chest. And this helps you really build strength in that squat to protect your knees, but do it in a way that limits the impact that goes through the knee itself. And lastly, we have the step-up exercise. This is one of my favorite exercises for people with knee arthritis because it is a functional exercise that mimics climbing stairs, hiking, walking, things people like to do in their everyday life. But it also is a safe way to build single leg strength to protect your knees. And so again, this is one where if you have knee arthritis, you might be a little hesitant to try a step up, but there are progressions we can use. So the easiest progression is just to start with a low step. So I'll use these yoga blocks, place one foot on top, and then all I'm going to do is press up. And so what most of my clients find is that they can do this 4-inch yoga block pretty easy without pain. And again, you start to feel it pretty quick. Once you feel confident at the lowest, you can make it more challenging simply by raising the height. So now I have 3 yoga blocks, and I'm going to perform that same step up. I'm pressing up and coming down. And then again, once you feel confident in that, you can go back to a lower height, but add weight. So just holding on to 2 dumbbells and performing that same step up. And you can make this exercise as challenging as you want to really build strength to protect. So there you have it, 6 essential exercises for knee arthritis to help you reduce pain and keep active as you get older. Now, if you wanted to turn these exercises into a workout, what I recommend you do is just perform each exercise for 1 minute, starting with the glute bridge, working your way down to the step up, doing both sides if it's applicable. And if you wanted a little bit longer workout, just do 2 rounds. So glute bridge to step up, go back up to glute bridge, perform it all again for a nice 15-20 minute workout. So that's all I got for you today. If you do have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you like this content, be sure to subscribe to my channel, share with your friends, and that's all I got. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you soon.